Most important, you are the indication that you care. You care about our Congresspeople. They're here. And so we don't want to take too much time just making speeches. We really want you to mingle and have a good time, but most important, feel welcome.
I'm very honored to be here today with two of the most powerful African Americans in the House of Representatives. And join me right now to introduce the most powerful, Congresswoman Maxine.
Allow me to thank Jim Clyburn for making this a stop on the trail that he is doing all over the country, book signing and interacting in ways that will help people to understand who he is, how he became who he is, and what he's doing in Congress. I believe he came into Congress in 1993. And from the time that he first entered Congress, I've been there just 2 years in 1991, he brought a new perspective to the House of Representatives, and this was one of a black Southerner. Heretofore, most of the elected officials who happened to be of color mostly came from urban areas and had a different kind of perspective. When Jim came, Jim not only helped others and supported others, African Americans coming from the South, but some of the issues that we've been dealing with for some time, and even before I came, began to be looked at differently. And Jim can take credit for that. But I want you to know, real good, positive things are happening thanks to Jim Clyburn and his leadership. Thank you, Jim.
And I said to one of my colleagues in the office, I said, when this experience is over, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to write a book. And the title of my book is going to be I Too Am a Southerner. Because I want to explain to people what it is to be a Southerner and what it is to be black in the South. And so I started out to write this book with that as my working title. About halfway through the book, I got bogged down, couldn't get it done, experiencing that infamous writer's block, and I just couldn't do it. I'm sitting down one day trying to figure out, what am I going to do? I promised you this book, I've got to do it. And suddenly it occurred to me that my father, the minister that Maxine talked about, would take his last meal every week around 6 o'clock on Friday. And he would not eat again until after church on Sunday. He would spend all day Saturday reading, writing, fasting. He would always be humming his favorite hymn, Blessed Assurance. Yes. So I went and got the hymnal to try to figure out whether or not that hymn could do for me what it did for my dad. And I read it about 3 times, and all of a sudden, it was there. I went back to my computer, changed the title of the book to Blessed Experiences. And in order to carry out the theme I wanted, I put a colon there and says, genuinely Southern, proudly black. That's right. That's how I got to the title. At the end of every chapter, I ask myself 3 questions. Number 1, with those students I used to teach world history in the high school level, understand what I just wrote? Number 2, would they get a lesson from what I just wrote? And number 3, would they be motivated by what I just wrote? And if I could not answer all 3 of those questions in the affirmative, I went back and I reworked the chapter because I wanted lessons to flow from every chapter. And in every chapter of this book, you see a lesson. I think I accomplished my purpose because Amazon.com has given this book 5 stars.